We're live, ma.
Okay, I just want to share now. Give me 1 minute. Okay, we're good to go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Octopus series with yet another seasoned event professional joining us today. Yes, it's not our usual Tuesday, but the guest we have today is very busy. He's extremely busy and was able to squeeze us into his schedule at this time. So bear with us. So our guest today is Dr. Kachi Ugwa. Welcome, Kachi.
Right. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
So I'm going to tell you a bit about Kachi. Kachi is actually a medical doctor. So you can see that we have he's a seasoned professional on both sides of the divide. Okay, Dr. Nye Kachi, as is fondly called, Ugwa, is also known as Dr. White Magic. White Magic Nigeria is regarded across most parts of Nigeria as one of the leading and highly sought after event planners and coordination consultants. His imprint on the events industry is unmistakable owing to the uniqueness in the style and manner his works are presented, helming the affairs of a well-known household name in events consultancy. White Magic Limited, based in Enugu State, Nigeria. Dr. Kachi has in the past 20 years, grown his craft, brand, and service into a well-celebrated establishment with nationwide acceptance and patronage from all across the nation and abroad. Welcome again, Dr. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for finding time in your busy schedule to speak to us and share your experiences. So we'll dive straight into it. We've been speaking to event professionals close to 3 months now. We're just sharing everybody's experience and trying to learn from their innovation and how they weathered the storm. Okay, I can see that Dr. Kachi is a bit distracted. You're back?
I'm back.
Okay, all right. So like I was saying, we would want to hear from you how the pandemic affected your business, what you did in your downtime, and you can also give us a little bit of history, how you came about events management. Why event management? Why?
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's a pleasure finding myself in this having this platform. It's I want to sincerely thank you for giving me this opportunity as well. Yeah. So the COVID was something that we didn't expect. You know, it was a shock to everybody. It was a shock to the whole world.
Exactly.
So how it affected me, of course, it affected everyone in a very bad way. For us events people, we didn't have the opportunity to gather people because that was that was what we were trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Because COVID was we tried not to bring people together. So events was how we do events or how we've been doing events. It's actually gathering people together. So it affected us adversely. We didn't have weddings to decorate, or we didn't have weddings to coordinate. We didn't have anything to do, so we were out of the market. Yeah, so income flow was cut short. Staff didn't have anything to do, so we had to cut down. We had to, we didn't lay off, thankfully, and all that. So it was really it was a trying moment for everyone. But we thank God that it's opening up. We're getting back to business, and we're hopeful that we have learned the lessons anyway of the COVID.
Okay, I'm sure as a medical doctor, you were very strict with the protocols put in
Yeah.
place. So I'm sure you are
Yeah.
the kind of like, no, we can't do this now. You can't have this event. Come, where's your mask? Have you sanitized and all that?
Yeah. I had it. I was like the main person. We had to train health workers on this.
Okay.
So we had to even draw protocols we gave the government, even in dealing with events at that moment. So you can see I was quite busy during the heat of the COVID. Yeah, we
Oh,
had all
okay,
that going
okay.
on.
So you were advising the government, well, as a health professional, not an event professional.
Well, it was an advantage to me because
Okay.
I'm a health professional and I'm into events as well. So it felt I was a better voice for somebody
Oh,
to
great,
consult
great.
when they had to do with events. So I had to apply COVID measures in some of those events that was related to government, or the events must really hold. One or two events had to hold. So I was one of the key people that was consulted for
Oh,
it.
great,
So it
great.
made me
So
look into the COVID protocol in events carefully. Yeah.
okay, okay. So how did you manage your staff? What did you guys do? How did you keep them motivated? How did you keep them busy?
Busy. Yeah. Well, it was at first I thought everybody thought it was a 1 week, 1 month kind of thing break, you know. So
We're hoping.
the first month, we like, oh fine, we paid salaries, and we're like, oh, it's fine, we'll make it. Second month, I'm like, where is the money coming from? So, but somehow I had to tell them the reality that things are a bit hard. I wouldn't be able to handle, our overhead costs and all that. But funny
Yeah.
enough, they were very understanding. They knew that because the news was everywhere that we were laying off staff. So we had to
Yes,
do like
unfortunately.
50% cuts. I had to get food stuff for them. Had to stop them from coming to work. We're coming only when we need to come to work. We had to modify
Okay.
some things just to consider them. And all that. Yeah.
Okay, that was cool. That was cool. At least we could at least there we can see employer loyalty. So we're always asking for employee loyalty, and I think
Yes.
the pandemic gave us a little insight into how employers could be loyal to their staff as well.
Oh,
So I think that's a plus. Well done.
yeah.
In terms of clients, how did you manage clients? How did you manage refunds?
Yeah. Yeah, we're still on this refund issue till now.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I must tell you, the COVID era. I don't know whether we are still in the era, because this one asked me, are we out of the COVID? I said, I think we're still in the COVID, but
We are.
maybe we are not at the peak of COVID. But
Okay.
it was really, really a bad one for me. I will tell you, some jobs were paid for, fully paid, time to
Yeah.
execute, 2 weeks, even to the events. Client was still insisting events will hold.
Okay.
And less than 2 weeks, you just cancel. And not just that you're canceling, you're not doing it again. I'm like, do you think I wouldn't have gotten almost everything I'm meant to use for this event for your wedding? You understand? So, oh, she's traveling out and she gave us, she's going back to her base and she's not doing the wedding anymore.
Mm,
So the problem now is, okay, are we going to refund full percent, full 100%? Are we going to
yeah.
do part? So well, maybe later on we need to talk about it. So it gave us room for um, event professionals to learn how to sign contracts. These are
Yeah.
things we
Protect
were
yourself.
doing before. You need to protect yourself,
Yes.
yes. So contracts, it's something it was one of the major things I had for today's meeting. We would have to learn how to, put things down,
Yeah.
make sure you protect yourself, like you said. So, and in any time when there is uncertainties like this, you can
Yeah.
say, "Wow, it's in line with our company policy."
Okay.
We're going to do this, we're going to do this. So there's no problem with that. So for me, it's something I'm like, okay, fine. Some were moved, some were scaled down. So
Yeah.
it was scaled down that it was so poor that it didn't, it wasn't, it's not what doing the wedding anymore, you know. So all your dreams, all the expectation of what to do with, everything just
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a good moment. But for me, like I said, we need to be
Mm.
thankful that we're still in good health, we're still alive. And
Exactly.
funny enough, I have
Exactly.
something else I'm doing too, so I was a bit busy with the medical thing. So yeah.
Yeah. So you were one of the people that benefited from the pandemic, being that you're a health professional. So you were talking about contracts and protecting your business. Was that a structure you already had in place, or was it something you now had to do,
Okay.
or rather realize you had to do?
Sincerely speaking, it wasn't there in white and black. It wasn't written anywhere.
Okay.
But I kept, I had a form of telling my client this. So right now we had made it an issue that we
Okay.
must have this in our pro forma, in whenever we're sending invoices to people, so people understand like this is how we're meant to flow from now henceforth. So in case of anything, you don't hold us liable for, so our invoices have actually changed. Our
Okay.
when we're talking to clients now, we have a bit of modification. They need to read and accept and sign or something like that. So
Okay.
right now, that's how we're working now.
Okay. Okay. So would you say what innovative steps did White Magic put in place to up the ante, to come out smelling like roses post COVID-19?
Okay, yeah. So I kept looking inwards and saying, okay, what do we do? How do we go about this moment of no work, nothing? Are they just going to come to work and they look at me and I look at them, And I was like, okay, we need to um, look into the IT world. I realized that we needed to make our presence on social media and all that. So I felt, okay, what are we going to do? We don't have any jobs. So what are you going to post? So I felt that it would be necessary that we look at things, we create content. So content creation was one of the things we engaged ourselves in.
Okay.
We made sure that we gave good contents for our followers. We had to engage people. So with that, I had a bridal inspiration, demos, just little things,
Oh, okay.
values.
Okay.
We had to do all that just to make sure that we give, we engage our clients, and that was one thing that kept me going during the COVID. Right now, I'm suffering. I'm not using the word suffer. I'm having issues with clients at this moment because we had to do what I learned from some of all these people, let's say business coaches. We need
Okay.
the thing about top of the mind, if I should use that phrase, you need to do a top of the mind kind of thing. So once we give value creation, yes, at that moment during COVID, nobody was doing a wedding, nobody was doing any events, but that
All
top
right.
of the mind thing was there. So when events came, they were like, oh, that guy, White Magic, oh, this other brand, oh, this other brand, let's call this person. So some of the pictures we put up that period, for example, Bella and I posted some of those pictures and it trended so badly, or it was, that I had jobs I had to go from Enugu to Lagos to do.
Okay.
I have jobs again from those bridal inspiration that I'm going to do this December because of this content I put up there. You understand? So for me, I felt it's something that we need to keep doing. I know people don't.
Okay.
We joke around when it comes, or we're not very faithful, or we're not very diligent with the social media, but it really helped this season.
Yeah, but everything's virtual now. Everything's on the virtual space.
Yeah, it really helped.
So
Yeah.
we have to shape up in that area.
Yeah.
What so we've been talking about the downsides. What's the upside for weddings as an event professional? What do you think is the upsides for events in general?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I said, what would you
Oh,
consider
I
the
didn't hear what you said.
upside from this pandemic for events in general?
Truly speaking, I think, even if we felt we didn't have something we're doing, I felt it helped because with that, people had to look within themselves to bring out so many hidden talents. You
Yeah.
know, people had to find derivatives from their products. For example, somebody that is doing cake realize that I can't just be doing wedding cakes right now. I can do other things, other forms of pastries or other kind of food products I can deliver at home. You get
Yes, we must eat.
somebody. Sorry,
I
come
said
again.
we
We must
must
eat.
eat.
Yes, we must eat. So we need to look at the offshoots of some of the things you do. Some people had to do trainings. Some people had to do rentals. Some of us that do decor had to gear towards interior decor. You need to fix up places.
Okay.
You understand? So we had those were the good side about the COVID. People had to look inwards. What else can I do? You know, how can I survive this period? And it was really something nice. So right now,
Okay.
most people now have multiple talents. Most people now have multiple streams of income now. You know.
Which is fantastic. Which is fantastic.
Yeah,
But are
yeah.
you, are you not excited as an event coordinator? Are you not excited at the intimate weddings? The smaller numbers, you're better able to coordinate, you're better able to plan and know who's coming. You can afford to do an RSVP, which is not normal in this climate.
Yeah, I kept telling clients that we need to, it was something I've never done before, and seeing us have it done in Enugu was very interesting. Most of the time, these are things I see in movies. These are things I see when I travel, for a wedding, and I'm like, oh, we're just having 50 guests, we're just having 100
Yeah.
guests. But here, you
No, you
know
know,
how
I'm
all the
used to big
numbers are.
numbers,
So
a
it's very
thousand.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, so we could express us. We find ourselves expressing ourselves very well. We find
Yeah.
ourselves doing a lot of stuff. Personalizing the events. One thing I realized in the present age is that clients are now very experiential. Like they want to customize their events. They just don't want
Yes, they want to
that regular
enjoy
event.
the day.
You know, they want to enjoy. It's their day. Their clients are becoming very daring. Remember
Yeah.
those days, nobody uses the color black to work. Nobody uses black as a color. But now you see, when you ask them, what is your color of the day? You're seeing black and gold. I want
Yeah.
a black cake. So people are becoming
Luxury.
very, yeah, people like want to try out new things. There's no
Yeah.
status quo. There's no stereotype way of doing something. A bride will
Mm-hmm.
tell you, I don't want to walk in. I want to come in from the back. I want to be carried in a chariot. I want, people just want to do something, something different.
You can't blame them. It's just one day, and hopefully
Yeah,
once in a lifetime. So they have to get it right. You have to get it
yes.
right.
So,
Yeah.
so when we do like when I in line with your intimate wedding, so it's easier
Yeah.
to do all this with an intimate wedding because you have a lot to, with all the details, you can actually bring everything to life. So
Exactly. You can do all the details. The smaller crowd,
yeah,
everybody's fine. Nobody's wondering about who is that person, or this crowd is just the crowd is just unnerving. When you see
yeah,
a crowd, oh God, who are all these people? So I think people are keen into this intimate event. It saves money,
yeah,
cuts down your budget more than more than 2/3.
yeah,
So why not? I
yeah.
think
But
it's a way to go.
it's a way to go. Yes, it's a way
Mm.
to go. I feel with you. Yeah.
So did you, as the white magic, do any training? Did you guys train any?
We didn't have any training because I was so engaged in the medical work. But we made sure that online we were given value. We were doing
Okay.
1 or 2 demos. We were giving real content. But for training, I couldn't do any physical training. I couldn't do also virtual training. No, there was no time for that.
Okay, okay. But how did you guys, as a community of event professionals in Enugu, did you guys bond together? What did you guys do any discussions? What did you guys help keep hope alive within
Okay,
your
so yeah,
community?
we need our community. I'm the vice chairman of the decorative world in Enugu here.
Okay,
So we had our online presence very active since we couldn't meet physically. We
okay.
had we shared topics. We talked about how to, keep ourselves busy at moments like this. People were a bit worried about the whole thing and issues about refunds and
Yeah.
client issue, what do you call it, refund and contracts were actually sorted out there. So the body helped because once some issues that the professional couldn't handle, the body was able to step in to help out. That was one of the good things about the joining food associations that are quite active. And I think that's basically how we kept ourselves busy. Some people had to go into other businesses.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's we had to
Was
encourage.
that as a result of their businesses dying naturally, or that they just wanted an extra stream of income?
No, businesses dying.
Oh, wow.
Businesses dying. Yeah, so we had to.
So how did you deal with, because I'm sure that you would have several mentees, especially newbies who are coming into the business. Then, pandemic happens and they're just demoralized. How did you help them? How did you support them through that?
Supporting the newbies.
Yes, those who just started. So I had some newbies who had been mentoring, and they were trying to start a business. Some had just started when this happened. So we're like, oh, I don't think I should even do this. I don't know if I want to do this. So
Yeah, I know
it was,
a couple of them came and DM wise and calling and saying they want to do a collaboration.
okay.
And for me, I tried to do one or two, but I wasn't. I had to tell the newbies that I think it's too early for you to just step out.
Okay.
Sometimes it looks as if you're a bit up high there, but it's not true. The truth is, a newbie, you need to just do that. That's what they call first principle. What am I going to gain that I'm collaborating with you? You're the one getting from me. So you're taking my time as well. So I kept encouraging them, walk with yourself, learn, go for trainings, learn from people, get mentors, get dream about things, create ideas, create stuff. So when those opportunity comes, you just blow. So what I know, I keep telling anybody that come across me, just working on yourself. The time to come to the limelight will come, and when it comes, you would shine. But when you're forcing yourself to go on to the limelight, you will not shine because everybody just see how empty you are. That's what I keep telling people. Take your time, be building yourself, be building your niche, or be doing anything you're doing. Just be consistent in whatever you're doing. I've done this for a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if it takes time, it's a gradual process. But
Oh yeah,
these
it's
days,
like any other business.
everybody just wants to just blow overnight. In my mind, like it's
And
not
those are
that
the
way.
people who are not ready to put in the work. And we all know
Yeah,
if you don't put in the work, you don't get the results.
yeah.
You
So
don't get
that's
the
it. I just keep
results.
telling people, like this is how these things are. So it takes time. You need to just um, one step at a time. And also try to tell them what's the age in which we are. You know, um, Not necessary for newbies, but for every other person. Events, it's usually like, I don't know how to put it. It's just static. It's homogeneous, like one set of people. But now, if you notice, even the old mamas are dancing towards, they dance to young music.
Oh
So if
yeah.
you come to an event, you see all sorts of demography in an event.
Yeah.
So for a decorator, you need to know that I'm dealing with a 5-year-old person is going to be here, a 10-year-old person is going to be, a 20-year-old person is going to be there, a 40-year. So you need to be very creative with whatever you're doing. People these days don't have the attention span is quite small. It's quite
Short.
reduced this time. So short, yes, that's the word. And so you don't need to bore them, whatever you're doing, like an MC or whatever. People need to get on with life. So you need to play with colors that's very attractive. You need to use pictures to engage people. So you need to be engaging. You don't just do an event that's so flat. People can't stay. That's why you see people that they just come to an event, they don't have to let me go. Even you see a comedy show, people are like walking away. They're not able to laugh. So it's a difficult time we find ourselves. So it makes you do your homework very well. You get so I
Okay.
tell the newbies, so I tell people around, we are in a dynamic age. You need to just, and that's why I loved the discussion we're having today, like reinventing the event professional. We need to just walk around the clock to come up with something new, something engaging.
Yes.
You can't just be flat in whatever your service, your
Yeah, you have
service
to
provider.
maintain relevance.
Yes, yeah. So
Yes.
that's really a key point to say, key point in what we're discussing for today.
Okay. So you've told us how you were able to balance or how you're able to utilize your time positively, and also keep white magic afloat. So what tips can you give us to finding that balance and achieving a healthy mindset in these times?
Like I said before, we know deep down that event, it's a very interesting space, event industry. It's really, it's very dynamic, and you need to just be, there are just few things that keeps you going. One is just be consistent in whatever you're doing.
Okay.
For me, I keep saying it's just mind your business, just do your thing. When you begin to jump into
But
so
if we
many
mind our business, how can we network?
no, no, what I mean, when it comes to the service, I'm not saying you shouldn't network. Collaboration is
Okay.
key. Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to collaborate. It's part of what I have here. You need to collaborate. But when you're diligent in what you're doing, people will cite you. People will reach out to you. You get, people will definitely reach out to you. Once you do the right marketing, that's another issue that we need to deal with. Sales and marketing is key. We are not getting it right, and we are not being visible. You get, so it's, so once you're consistent and consistent in what you're doing, people will see it. you know we have a problem right now when we have a lot of decorators in town. That's one of the issues I have in Enugu right now. We have a lot of people in town, so you need to be consistent in what you're doing so that the clients will say, oh, there's something different about this person. There's
Yeah, you
something
need to
different about
stand
this
out.
person. We all shop, we almost will shop at same place. So
Oh
you need
yeah.
to take out time and find out where you need to do your shopping. Your flowers are just general, just same. Your centerpieces are just same. Your table cover is just, so you need to find out how you can customize your pieces, how you
Okay.
can make your own service unique to yourself. You get, yeah. So for me, people need to just discover themselves. First of all, what is my strength? Because if you look at
Okay.
social media can really, really discourage or make disorganized. You just see somebody doing food tray. That's what is raining right now. Food tray in Enugu. Everybody's now doing food tray. In my mind, I'm like,
It's
I
not
don't get.
Enugu, it's round. I think it's around the world.
I'm like,
Everybody is eating catering right
everyone's
now.
doing food tray. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing differently? What are you doing differently? I need to know what you're doing differently. Why should I buy from you? It's not about the price. What value are you giving me that will make me have, okay, I need to pick stuff from, take your own or buy yours. So people need to just discover, know what is your strength, know what you can do, and do it differently. Just be consistent. Look at, know the right, right things to do when it comes to marketing. If you need to go for trainings, if you need to go for courses, just make sure you market yourself. You can't be shy. That's one thing I've learned about the COVID. Has made me understand that. I did a lot of Instagram live thing. I said, people need to see the face behind this thing. I need to talk.
Yeah.
I need to make money. You need to know that I'm still alive. That kind of thing. So I have to engage people.
You're still
So
in the game.
you're still in the game. So you need to. People need that. You need that visibility. You need
Yeah.
to be, like I use the word, top of the mind. People need to know that you exist and you still do this and you're doing it differently, or you're very good at what you do.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
Cool. Absolutely. You host the wedding show. Tell
Okay.
us a
Yeah.
little
The
bit
wedding
about it
showcase.
and how it has impacted the industry.
Oh, okay. The wedding showcase, it's a pity we've not been able to do any of these shows of late. Well, this year was
Okay.
COVID. I planned to do something this year, but the COVID affected. And thinking about the virtual thing, I felt, I don't think it would be worth it, so I didn't.
Okay.
Last year, because of because of medical reasons, we didn't do last year. I had to write exams. I went for my professional exams. So I had to devote time to the medical practice. So you can see how sometimes some of these things suffer.
Yeah,
You
well,
get,
you just have to
but
balance.
yeah. So by and large, the wedding showcase has impacted so much to the brand. First of all, it gives a form of repute. There's something about the brand. So this you're the convener of a brand that has been so successful that everybody's talking about, everybody wants to be part of, and what gave us room to go into this was we found out that we're doing so well in this part of Nigeria. We have good event professionals, I must tell you.
Yeah, we do.
Our cake people were at some point. Photographers are trending everywhere. Our decorators are on point. And fashion people, oh my God, we have good people here, but we're not visible. We're not there. So
Yeah.
I felt I've spent so much time here and in the event industry. Can't we create a platform where people showcase? That's what showcase. So why can't people just showcase this stuff? So I felt we could get the international community, we could go to the media to just push out this stuff and create, as an event person, create an event around it. So that was basically the idea behind it. I just felt it was time for us to come out to
Yeah,
the
put
limelight,
yourselves out
and
there.
God has been helping us. Yeah, that was just the brain behind it, or the
Okay.
mission, or the vision. Yeah.
So at least
So it's been
2021,
nice.
we're heading to Enugu. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure. We're planning big. We're planning big for next year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. That's really cool. That's really cool. Well done,
yeah,
Kachi.
planning big for next year.
I think that as one of the leading event professionals in Nigeria, you continue to set an example for all of us, and so we applaud it.
Thank you, madam.
We applaud it. So right about now, I would ask that if any of the audience has any question, please put it in the chat box. I'm sure Dr. Kachi is more than happy to answer the questions. I'm just scanning through to see okay, so there's a question here that says, mentoring has always been a key to growth in all kinds of endeavor, but with the pandemic hitting everyone without notice on how to deal, how can event professionals keep up with that and still get quality information?
Yes, you can get quality information online. So a lot of stuff have been happening on this, which has been very, very informative. Do you understand?
Okay.
So we don't need to have, if you're looking for mentoring, there are a lot of stuff going on online. You just need to follow the right brands and get whatever they are doing. So people are doing YouTube in their various webinars or YouTube stuff. So there's a lot going on online. So I think we need to. Events have gone virtual. Technology has taken over events. So the person should just look out there for trainings online, and I guess it will be very beneficial.
Okay,
So
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I have another question. So how well do you think collaborations can help to keep business sustenance and the industry growth?
Collaboration is key. Collaboration is key, but sometimes we abuse it, or sometimes it backfires. But collaboration, it's key. It gets like I told you about the shoot we had. We had a wedding inspired shoot where we had a makeup artist, we had a decorator, we had the planner, we had the stylist. I bet you we got jobs from that.
Okay.
And that was collaboration. All event professionals came in together to produce a piece, and we all got something from there. You understand? So that's collaboration. You get.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say collaboration like, "Oh, I have a job and I'm not able to do the job, so I called somebody else to do the job for me." That's not collaboration. For me, some people look at it from that angle, and really that's not collaboration. So you should be able to say, "Oh, I'm able to do this job," or "I'm not able to do this job," and if you're going to sublet the job, then you need to make sure that that hand can do what you're meant to do or has enough brief or that kind of a thing. So when we had a meeting and people were talking about collaboration, these were examples they were citing, and I told them that's not collaboration. Collaboration, it's I'm doing something, or you are doing a show and you invite me and we're collaborating. That's collaboration. But for collaboration, people say, oh, come and help me bring your stuff. Let me bring my own stuff in a particular event. So sometimes it might not really be. I don't see that collaboration.
Okay. Okay.
It might not, like I said earlier on, some of these newbies feel that want to use your stuff for an issue in collaboration to me, or it might not necessarily clever to you. If somebody walks up to you, a newbie comes to you and says he wants to be in your show, would you let the person?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you might not let the person be on your show because you're like, I don't know if you have the right content for the show.
Yeah.
So for people who feel I need to be in your show so that people will see me, but that's not collaboration. So collaboration, it's when both parties are going to gain. So
exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. So let me circle back to your earlier thought on if you get a job and you sublet it and all that. So I think that is collaboration in the sense that, so you cannot handle more than 3 or 4 events in a day and you get a 5th one. I would, instead of rejecting it, look for a competent hand and give that job to the person and collect my finder's fee. So that way it's a win-win for me and my colleague in the industry. So I think that is good collaboration because you know that the person would deliver on the job.
Yeah. No. So that's okay. That's fine. But when you're not 100% sure, or when the person tells you he's going to do it or she's going to do it, and the person doesn't do it exactly the way you want it, or maybe goes outside the brief you were given, you now have a problem with it.
I know. So that's why you have to choose wisely. You have to
Choose
pick wisely who you collaborate with. You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I have another question. So what role do you think the government can play in helping with entrepreneurs and sustaining businesses to grow the economy?
Well, there's a lot going on, and they need to do more. I know we see all this. I don't know. I've never applied because maybe age, I'm out of the age bracket or something. So I don't know if it works. But I see all these small scale industry. I believe it works. I don't know. I don't know how real it is, but I feel that's good. I feel every state should have SMEs that is very active, and people can actually learn. People should learn access to grants. Microfinance should be able to, banks should be able to make something a bit easier for entrepreneurs. You get, and I think that's one or two. I think that should work for entrepreneurs. But the issue is, it's not easy. Most people just want to launch out. I want to use the opportunity to say this. One of the challenges we have in the industry is that we do not have loyalty in service. We don't have good service boys. Everybody wants to be a boss. That is one of the problems with the industry. Somebody learns how to bake and stays 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, and feels I can bake. And the person quits and start, come to my own cake. I can do cake. What does Mrs. A know how to do? Me, I can do it. I've learned it. I have the recipe. You get. Meanwhile, you are not built to be an entrepreneur. You're built to be behind the scene to produce good cakes. It takes a lot to own a business, but everybody feels,
you're right.
I can launch into it. I can have my own. So for me, as I'm in two different professions that is quite opposite. Okay, learn your skills. You don't need to go to school. Just learn the skill. but I'm also in another place where you just have to be, you just have to be knowledgeable. You have to be, like, you understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to create a balance. So one of the problems with event industry in the East, and I don't know what happened, but I think it's also because I've discussed with some other bigger people in Lagos when we had discussion, is a problem there. HR is a problem. Staffing is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even last. And so you can't really plan. Next, the person is out of job, So you really see somebody that is there and dedicated. So they don't like that line. It's a hard work pays. They just want to jump out. And when they jump out, they go and own their own business, and they're not loyal, and they're not doing the work, very well. And they don't mess up the
Yeah,
industry
well,
business. So that's one of the problems I feel we have
yeah,
here.
that's one of the reasons why bodies, so event professional bodies,
Yeah.
need to come together so we can do some level of accreditation, so that
Really.
we can weed out the quacks.
Yeah.
Without the
Yeah. I agree
quacks.
with
So if
you.
you're not ready to do business the right way, then you can be on your own. So that way, if a client is looking for a reputable event professional, you can go to a directory, or you can call on um, the DG of the body and say, "Oh, I'm looking for," and you can get access to the directory of accredited
Yeah.
event
Yeah.
professionals, so people who know their onions and not just anybody who has learned, like you say, cake baking for
Anybody.
maybe like 1 month, and and he thinks that now he can now take over the industry. So there's no problem in dreaming big, but just learn the right skill sets, and you will do well.
Yeah.
Do well.
I agree with that. Like you said, learn the right skill set, then you grow. You will grow definitely, but people want to just jump the steps and just think they can grow overnight. That's my own point. I'm not.
Yeah, I guess it's a problem. It's a national problem. Everybody just wants to blow. That's the word they use. Want to blow. So they don't understand that, just like a simple example of a baby, you will learn to crawl before you walk, then before you
Well,
run. Then you can decide to fly from there. It's fine. You understand?
yeah.
Okay. We're still open to taking questions. Dr. Kachi has a few more minutes with us before we let him go. And so that when we come calling next time, he will answer us. He would answer. So, Dr. Kachi, from me, going forward, what's your advice to events professionals? We are, this is post-lockdown. This is not post-COVID. So what's your advice to us?
Yeah. So there was another thing I learned during I lost you.
Okay. I was asking that what's your advice to us event professionals on the way forward? What should we be doing in these times we find ourselves?
Okay, so what we need to do first is to, first of all, know that what just happened to us can happen again. So we just need to be prepared. We need to
Okay.
think for the future. We need to plan. We need to have a model, a structure that can look into the future. We need to work and save there won't be tomorrow. So you need to plan something in case I'm not available, or in case something happens, how do we? So once you have that in mind, it helps, so that we don't fall into like the contracting I mentioned. So we need to look
Okay.
at it from that way. We need to
So at
also
least we can
know
start
that
putting structures into our businesses.
structures, yeah, that we need to have structures into the business. That's one thing that will help us to go further. Another thing is you need to know how to be in tune with the IT world. Everything is going
Everything is
technology
virtual
bound.
space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we need to have that at the back of your mind. So you need to do stuff, produce things that can go online, whether it's a service or whether it's a product. We need to think IT in whatever we're doing. Then we need
Okay.
to just be creative, innovative in this present age, because right now, like I said, the attention span for people are just quite short, and people, you need to engage. So find ways to just engage your client, your space, your followers, or
Okay,
know,
so we can
whatever.
remain in their consciousness.
Remain in their consciousness. You just have to find a way, and one of the ways to do it is to create value. Not just every day I'm posting a picture of my decoration. That's not the problem. That's a problem, or that's not the cocoa. Why are you just posting picture? What is this picture going to do to them? You
Okay.
need to just tell them why they need to come to you. You need to tell them
Mhm.
behind the scene. They need to see that, man, the decoration work is not easy. You need to be very, and that's why some, like, I don't want to call names, but there's some cake ladies that are very interesting to just go on their page and see what they do. You understand? You need to create value. You need to make you understand why I'm using color A against color B. So they know
Okay.
he knows his art. He knows why he's doing whatever he's doing. You need to create value. These are things that will keep you in the system because people want to know that he is good in what he's doing. And that's why tomorrow, if you ask for XYZ Naira, people will provide it. You know, nobody will not start making you feel, nobody wants to pay your bills. So we need to just work on this. And I believe we'll be very, 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 very productive in our space.
Okay. Okay. Then for event professionals
Yeah.
who have unfortunately lost their businesses, what would be your advice to them? Would you advise them to pivot out of the industry entirely or look for something in the events industry space to go into?
Well, I wouldn't know if it's because of the COVID that made them leave. I feel they can come back.
Okay.
Yeah, sincerely, I think they can come back, but now maybe the COVID had made you now discover another talent or another business. It's fine.
Yeah.
But you need to still go back there because there's something about what we had discussed earlier, being consistent in whatever you're doing. So you can't say, oh, because I have an amusement park, I should now sell all this and start selling rice or food because food business is trendy. You
It's
understand?
booming. It's booming.
so, so right now I still have to maintain both of them. It just COVID had made me discover that I can sell rice and stew. So for me, I feel they should go back because you had people who were looking up to you. You had a business in that. So I feel we should just go on. But now we need to be a lot wiser and better in our service. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So I hear innovation, I hear consistency, I hear education. Thank you so much, Dr. Kachi. Thank you so much. So if there are
Yeah.
no more questions, I'm going to say we'll have to let Dr. Kachi go. So let's do 1 more minute. If any of the attendees wants to ask a question, the floor is yours. Floor is yours. So Dr. Kachi, how you gain up towards December? That's always our hit season.
Yeah, it's always blackouts for us here.
It's our hit season.
All right. Yes. And a lot of events are happening now, and I don't know why.
You say you
Yeah,
don't
I
know why.
guess
Lockdown is
because of the
over now.
break.
People,
It's because
we
of the
are
break.
social. We are social animals. We want face-to-face interactions. Okay, someone says, Huoma asked, can we get a format how the contract should look like, the contract signing he talked about, so we can protect ourselves? Dr. Kachi?
Mm. Well, if you go online and look for a template, Google, you can get something. That's
You're
fine.
fine.
But really, you can even do it in simple English, my company is blah 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 liable to we're not indebted to your XYZ. If you pay now, fine. Doesn't mean you can just use your simple tense, simple English, and just put it on there. It's still fine. Once the person reads it and understands what you're saying, it's fine. You're not saying that if just make it on the sure, Google. When you Google, you see a lot of templates you can modify to suit
Yeah, to suit your
what
own
is what
business.
is yes in line with your vision and your brand as well, because some of the contracts might be stiff. Also, remember the contract is meant to be balanced. It should also protect
Yes,
the other
your
person.
clients.
So don't make it just yourself. Don't be selfish about it. It needs to be. Do you understand? Like for me, like the client I told you that had to cancel, I'm going to refund her money because she's not getting married in Nigeria anymore. So it's not
Okay.
that she's getting married next year. So I'm just using the human part of me working now. I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. We're gonna give you this money whenever we get the money, you know, but at this moment, you can have 50% of the money. If I get any other one, fine, but you don't need to call me on the phone and tell me you're going to call lawyers. You're the one that breached the contract, not me. You're the one that changed the dates.
Oh,
You
wow.
get so for me.
So in legal parlance, there's something called force majeure, which means that it's nobody's fault. It's an act of God. So that is what the pandemic was. It's an act of God, nobody's fault. So it's just, so I think on the side of the clients and the service provider, you have to come to a middle ground if there's no contract. You have to come to a middle ground. Yes, I don't think anybody should be very rigid on their stance because both parties lost from that service not being provided. So I would also chip in, Homer. You can check online, like Dr. Kachi said, or you can just speak to a legal practitioner. They will guide you. Yeah, so they will have do you a customized contract to suit your business. Yeah, I hope that helped. So do we have any more questions? Okay. So, Dr. Kachi, it's been a pleasure. Fantastic conversation I've had with you. Thank you for always honoring our invitation. You were at the event show last year, fantastic outing. And you're here again on the Octopus series, which was birthed during the pandemic, I might add. So we look forward to engaging with you again in the future. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I know that you're a very busy guy. Thank you. So for all of you watching, I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. It's in the evening and I know that people are unwinding at this time. I hope we helped you to unwind as well. So I'll see you all on the next edition of the Octopus series. It comes up next week on Tuesday, 1 p.m. So till then, good night and thank you so much for attending. Good night, Kachi.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, good night. Thank you very much, okay?
Thank you.
Good night, Dr. Kachi.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night, Dr. Kachi. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night,